Hello.
That's a little much. That I didn't expect. I apologize. I was with some folks over at the RLA. We have 12 different school districts there with some astronauts and some other folks talking about Mars. Really cool. Very, very cool stuff. Yeah, I apologize for that.
No problem.
Well, those are from me, right?
Well, yeah,
That's also
to try to explain to you why we're here,
Yeah.
in case you haven't figured out. So every month of January, we recognize community champions, and these are individuals, small businesses, or nonprofits that have done something for the community that makes our community special. And you were chosen as one of those, and there was a day in January that we honored you in everything that we put out. Then we come back and we pick one small business, one nonprofit, and one individual that we feel was so outstanding in their contributions to the community that we wanted to go back and recognize them one more time. And as the individual and what you do, Jack, and what you have done in this area, we felt that it was just natural for us to recognize you as the individual. So thank you for everything.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
USX is
You
the
know,
sponsor.
I should tell you, when I first started, I owned a restaurant up in Cranberry Township. And it was called Safari Sam's Family Entertainment Center. And at that time, the same chamber back then gave me a Sam Walton Award, which was very cool. I thought that Walmart actually gives this award out to all kind of different folks, and they brought that to me, which I thought was really cool.
So I guess everything is cyclical,
Just
right?
Yeah, it is kind of nice. It is kind of nice.
So
Thank you very much.
with this goes an article in our community resource guide, and we publish that every year. It'll come out in the summer sometime. We will have a writer contacting you, give you information and stuff for that article, and you'll obviously be able to see it and everything, and we'll put it in our community resource guide.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for everything you've done.
I've had nothing but fun. I got it.
Well, if you look at this area,
Yeah.
from the day that you started in this position to where it's at now, and all the things that we've done, you certainly earned this award.
Well,
And probably should give you a lifetime achievement award, so thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that from all of you.
And USX Federal Credit Union is here.
Yeah, they sponsor
each
the
other.
individual, yeah. Crumble Cookies, donated some cookies for me too. So.
That'll be
There are rewards too, there are rewards.
This is great.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I don't recognize some of you. So.
I'm Carrie Nolan Dobson. I'm the Director of Events and Programs at the Chamber.
Perfect.
Karen Talarico, I'm the office
We
manager.
talked on the phone.
Yes.
Cameraman.
Yeah.
Kelvin Mack with the Chamber.
Nice.
And Denise Martin, I'm the Director of Partnerships and Development.
Hi, great to meet you.
Congratulations.
And I'm Tim Watazik, Vice President Marketing with USX.
Great. Thank
I'm
you all.
Lisa Hunt.
You didn't want to be left out, right?
Yeah. You know, look, you can see the different things that we do, and I'm only as good as the people that work here. They do the work, I just assign it. They do fun stuff, and we get to create a lot of different things to make our community better. And the economic impact of what we do, just so you understand the power that tourism has. The last time the state gave us their numbers, I think it's 21. They're still behind on getting their tax revenues together. But it was $666 million economic impact in 1 year in this industry. And we're very, very proud that we could speak for them. So we appreciate what you're here for, and certainly I do. And my staff is too, because they all had smiles on their faces.
Yeah.
They come in for that. They said, no, for that. Yeah. But this has just been a blast. Our first office was in Cranberry Township. And we outgrew that in about a year.
Wow.
At that point, we only had 2 employees. Our first director actually had a heart attack and passed away at 44. I was the chairman of the board then, and I had sold my restaurant 6 weeks before he passed away. And I told the board that I'm not working, so I'll step in for a little bit. That'll be 25 years ago when I leave. Yeah.
Didn't specify.
No, I know. That's a short time. That's a short time.
Wow.
But it's just been so rewarding for me more than anything to talk about all these great accomplishments in our community. There's nothing better than that. I mean, you can see the way that certainly Granbury Township and the growth on the southern side. But then you get up to Slippery Rock University and see things that they're doing, and then all the way over to Saxonburg and see the things that are going on that end. It's just phenomenal to watch the growth and watch families move into our communities and support all of our businesses. It's just phenomenal to see that great stuff. And going home is going to be enjoyable for me, just to look back and just enjoy what I get to go up to and eat cookies and all that other things. You know, so it's all good. And I can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank
And there's a whole laundry list of things that we could name off and things that you did. We really appreciate your efforts when we put together the Truck Community Collaborative, you know, and your help there, and just you helped a lot of restaurants there in a time that people were trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because of what COVID did to everybody, it really put a stop, you know, into the industries, all of us. And the neatest part of that was seeing what the hospital, Butler Hospital, did. It came down and they bought $210,000 worth of gift certificates and gave them away so our businesses would have business during that time.
Oh, really?
To me, that was unbelievable that they stepped up like that. I think that's remarkable for any industry to know that their customers were in need. And they did that from a medical facility.
Right.
That's just phenomenal to hear a community corporation stepping up like that. And that, I think for me, that's one of the biggest things that I'll cherish a lot, to know that there are people out there like that make a difference every day. So that's fun. Yeah.
There are, and
Well,
one
thanks.
So, thanks.
Yeah, I guess if you have cookies, you want some coffee?
Shame of your story. Get out of your day. We'll allow you to get on with your day, but.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, and I apologize
Good
again
luck.
for
Oh,
being
no
late.
problem.
So if you see in there that looks like a bowling ball, that's actually the planet Mars. When we started the Mars event, I really believe, and I still do believe, because of the way the world is changing so quickly, that the opportunity for that community of Mars is 10 times stronger than anything we've ever done. And seeing the folks here from NASA today and listening to them and talking to all these seniors in high school from 12 different school districts, from NA all the way up to, my gosh, in the city of Pittsburgh, and all the way up to Slippery Rock, and all these folks are here, is phenomenal to watch these students ask questions like way over my pay grade.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, they're young, and they're so excited about the opportunities that are in front of them. It's absolutely cool to see.
So you guys know what he's talking about as far as the Mars New Year and, you know, how they celebrate it?
I tried to explain that to them when they told me what they were thinking about doing. You know, I said, wait a minute, let's get that straight. And you know, you take the name of the community, Mars, right, and take it to where it's really from. It's phenomenal, the opportunity that's in front of them. They can build a facility down in that area somewhere. Mars is pretty small. But they can build this facility down there that people from around the world will come to. That's unbelievable. You know, we thought the Lemieux Center was great. Those kind of things, and it is. That building generates $58 million in economic impact each year. Just that one building. But the thing down on Mars has the opportunity to triple that every single year.
Wow.
Yeah, it really does. And I'm hoping that they get that recognition that they deserve for that. I know that the governor's paying attention to it, which is really nice. If you saw two of his most important pieces this year and through his term, one is the aerospace industry, and that certainly counts Mars into that project. The other one is biomedicine, and those two pieces are the things he's investing tons of money into. I was fortunate that he had asked me to serve on his transition committee, and when I talked about Mars and the aerospace industry, how things are beginning to move in our communities, he didn't know that. He really didn't know that, and when he realized that, if you saw in the paper a couple of months ago, he gave Astrobotics $4 million, and they're increasing their staff, doubling their size this year. So all these other industries that contribute to that industry are going to be getting to move this way. And you'll see that, certainly with CMU here, doesn't hurt either. But all the school districts have the opportunity to get these kids engaged. And they talked about, you know, granted their equipment failed when it was up in space, but they're learning from that. And that's what the astronauts were talking about. how much they learn from the mistakes. And they know that so that they're gonna be prepared in the future. And they thought all these high-tech industry leaders created all that. They actually took it down to kids in their first year of college. That's where most of that information came from. And they already have the abilities. And so they're really psyched about seeing these kids because a lot of them are gonna be doing the things that change our world. And that'll be in our backyard. That's really cool stuff. Thank you. I'm sorry you all had to take time off your day. We're gonna do this next week. We can do it again.
You just want more trouble cookies.
It looks like a lot there, so. Yeah, well, thank you, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for all that you do. I mean, you
Well,
really
I could-
are an
honestly,
outstanding representative.
even the hardest days in here when I had to lay almost everybody off COVID, we still had fun every single day. Even the people that went home, we stayed in touch with them, and they all came back. And that's a good thing. And I don't know if you all know, maybe I should share this with you, but my staff's on a 4-day work week. And I think it's important for us to understand how important it is, because you want strong people, you want great people, and they should be, the things I want don't matter. It's what they need. And they, you know, we did a study in here, and we asked them, what's your quality of life now? What would you like it to become? Everybody, not one person out of 16 said anything about money. Not one, which shocked me. The other side of it, every single one of the 16 said they wish they had more time to spend with their families and friends. And how can you not take care of that? It took us time. We did this over a 2-year period. First thing we did, we gave them a third day off on a weekend. So each month, each of them had a 3-day weekend. And that worked out really well. Everybody was, you could tell they were happy. You could tell that their workloads were getting stronger. The things they were doing was phenomenal. And 8 months ago, I said, we're going to go to a 4-day work week. Everybody thought I was crazy. And then they asked me, does that mean we have to work 4 10-hour days? I said, I started to laugh. I said, no, why would I do that? They're not giving you anything. You're going to go to 32 hours. I said, that's still full time. That's okay. And they thought I was making that up, you know, joking around and everything. But I said, no, I'm dead serious about that. The productivity, sadly, went up. Is that crazy? The productivity in this office has gone up on a 4-day work week. They know when they come in, they've got certain things they got to do, because I respect them enough to know if they're still behind, they'll come back in on that day off. And you know how many times that's happened in here? Once. Just once. Only a couple of the employees said, I need to come back in tomorrow. I got to get this done. I said, that's your choice. I'm not making you do that. And they did it. So for me, I'm going to go home, and I've got to make it permanent before I leave. If I do that, if it was today, I'd tell you yes, it would. But we got a few more months to go, and we'll see how that finishes up. But the truth of it is, we're doing better now than we've ever done. This is the highest year of tourism in our county that we've ever had in revenues. It's phenomenal to watch. And the industry, as you know, has stayed away from hotels and their offices and all these things. But they're all coming again. They're starting to come back. All the industries are back in the hotels, having their business meetings and the different things that they do. And it's growing. And there's good news coming too, that we'll have more sports events and facilities coming soon too. So those things are going to grow too, and that makes our community that much stronger. The economic impact is under 700 million right now, maybe by a little bit. It will probably, when they finally catch up in Pennsylvania, when they catch up, I bet it's well over 700 million. And that's an amazing thing for all of our businesses. You know, between the restaurants, you think the drugstores and the things that people need when they come into a community. All those things are here, and we're fortunate that they are. We really are. It's fun to watch.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll let you get on with your day.
Yeah, and I'll let you get on with your day. Yeah, I